In this part of the dream, we were going down this road, and the family member that was with me, he was the one that was driving. Okay, so when we're headed down this road, I saw a lady right by the roadside. This lady looked athletic. She looked fit. And I feel like she represents somebody that's strong. I think that's what it means. Okay, so I only see this lady from the back side. I didn't see her face. Okay, so there was a trail there. It was just a short trail. And this lady might have been at the start of this trail. Okay, so there was something that was missing. I didn't see this lady walk, jog, or hike on this trail. I just saw her at the end of the trail. Okay, so when she reaches the end of this trail, she had a American flag, and this flag was attached to a pole. And this flag wasn't too big or too small. Okay, so what happened next looked like two things to me. It looked like this lady stuck this flag into the ground, and it also looked like she put this flag into some type of stand. And I don't know what to call this thing. It was something there to hold up a flag. Okay, so in the dream I saw this flag fall over. I'm thinking it was twice. Okay, so in the dream, I was sitting back of a pickup truck, and I had a backpack that I was looking through, and I found a lock washer, and I felt like that lock washer was for that stand. It would have kept that flag from falling over. Okay, so I have to make a correction. It was a lock nut that I pulled out of this backpack. It wasn't a lock washer. Again, it was a lock nut. Okay, so that was the dream. I want to point out a few things. Okay, so this lady, she reached the end of this trail, and I feel like this has something to do with victory. And it has something to do with standing in victory. And this lady reminds me of Deborah. Alright, so what I saw in this dream reminds me of a famous photograph that was taken during World War II. It reminds me of when some Marines raised the flag on Iwo Jima. So I'm thinking God was also showing us something about America. I'm thinking there's something positive that's going to happen for this country. Okay, so I'm back. Okay, so in this part of the dream, I was dropped off at a house, and the family member that was with me, he wasn't in this part of the dream. Okay, so I'm in this house, and I was looking out a window, and I saw a high school off in the distance, and I saw some smaller buildings right by it. And I'm thinking these smaller buildings were a middle school. All right, so by these smaller buildings, there was a girl standing outside. Okay, so there was some helicopters approaching, and parts of these helicopters had an egg shape. These helicopters were transporting some SWAT members to this high school. Okay, so these helicopters land, and the girl that was standing outside, she ran over to this high school and she went inside. And then somebody said to her, it might have been one of these SWAT members. And this man said to her, get back to class. And that's what she did. Okay, so these SWAT members were looking for one of my family members. And that person that they were looking for, he was standing right by me. Okay, so in the dream, I had two visions. Here's the first vision. Okay, so I saw this family member that was standing right by me. I saw him in the first vision. And I saw his little brother, and he was on some monkey bars. All right, so the little brother was hollering to his big brother. He was being loud, and he was just being a kid. Okay, so his brother, he's looking over, and he didn't know why his little brother was yelling at him. Okay, so here's the second vision. Okay, so I'm not too sure what I was looking at. I don't know if it was alligators or crocodiles. I'm just gonna call them crocodiles. Okay, so I saw some crocodiles in some water. There was a lot of them, maybe around 15. And I'm just guessing at the number. Okay, so these crocodiles were close to the shore. And it kind of looked like they were facing in my direction. All right, so some of these crocodiles, they attacked one of their own. I'm thinking they tore off two of its legs, and another leg was hanging on by a thread. All right, so that was the second vision. Okay, so one of these SWAT members showed up at the door. Okay, so this person's grandma, she opened the door and she was talking to this SWAT member. And I was trying to listen in to what they were saying from a different room. Okay, so when they were talking, I didn't hear anything they said, but I knew that they were talking about this family member. And whatever he was accused of, it was going to be found out that he was innocent. He didn't do anything wrong. That's what God was showing me. Okay, so this person's grandma goes outside with this SWAT member. And they were right by the kitchen. They were sitting down on a bench and they were talking. And there was a window that was there. Okay, so in the dream I was looking out this window. And again, I didn't hear anything they said. But I knew again that they were talking about this family member. And it seemed like there was something that was going to take place on a Saturday. Some type of trial. And again, it was going to be found out that this person didn't do anything wrong. And everything was going to work in his favor. Okay, so I'm just going to point out a few things. Okay, so in this dream I saw a helicopter, and parts of this helicopter looked like an egg. Okay, so there's only two things you can do with eggs. You can eat them or you can throw them. Those are your only two options. Okay, so this family member that was standing right by me, he was in my friend's dream. I think this is what it means. He's a friend to Jesus. Alright, so here's the deeper meaning. Jesus is reminding his friends of what's going to happen. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall rival you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.